Devils Tuesday. This is the Woo Report. Rangers Hate Week, presented by SG Apparel, starts today. Streaming live on Facebook Live, Twitter, Periscope, YouTube Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. I am your host, Sam Woo. Yes, the rivalry. That's what the Devils would call it, the Hudson River rivalry. Why? No, it's Rangers Hate Week. I hate the Rangers. So should you. Happy Devils Tuesday, Rocco. Beat those Rangers, says Rocco. Michael Viola writes, thank God, I thought I missed the Woo Report today. No, I was very, very busy today. Very, very busy today. P. Maggio, spread the word. Rangers suck. You see that? Oh, I got some Rangers suck confetti. Anybody want some? Huh? Anybody want some? Share the link. I'll randomly pick a winner of the Rangers suck confetti. Share the link. Share the love. Share the hate of those New York Rangers. I'll tell you what. Any kid that grew up in the 80s and 90s like myself loathe the New York Rangers. Do you know what it was like as a Devils fan in the 80s? Growing up in New Jersey and having to deal with Rangers fans? In my school, I remember it was about 10-1. For every Devils fan, there were 10 Ranger fans. And it's not because the Rangers were any good. Look, I did the percentages today. 1 cup in 80 years since 1940. 1 cup. I believe that is 1.25%. 1.25% of all the cups, last 80 cups. Only the New York Rangers have 1.25% of all the cups in the last 80 years, which is pathetic. The Devils have 3, and their team didn't start. I mean, the franchise didn't start since, 74, the Kansas City Scouts. The Flyers have 2. They didn't start till 1967. The Islanders have 4, leading the way. The Rangers suck. But let's go back to my childhood. So it's like every 10 Ranger fans, there's 1 Devils fan. And it's not because the Rangers were any good. It was strictly TV. If anybody remembers cable back in those days, which was hard to get, the Rangers were on MSG, which came with your basic package. And the Devils was on Sports Channel. Flyers were on Prism in some locations. And you know what happened? That's why they became Ranger fans, because their parents, those kids' parents, were too cheap to get premium channels and pay the extra $10 a month. Well, actually, back then, that was a lot of money. $9.95 a month. So they liked the Rangers. That was the only reason why. Because MSG was on basic cable packages. And if you wanted to watch the Devils, you had to beg your parents. Beg your parents to get the Devils. Now, in my town, we didn't have cable till late. So I wound up as a kid begging for DirecTV when it first came out. And let me just tell you how hard it was for a Devils fan. I had to listen on the radio and maybe go over to a friend's house to watch the game. Because back then, my town didn't even have cable. All they had were big yeah, the only thing you could have done really in those days, 14-foot satellite dish in your backyard, and I was hoping it would work. And I remember my dad looking into that, and it was like what, $5,000, and no, you don't have a line of sight. Sorry, Mister. So let's dispel the rumors that there's just more Ranger. You know what? Look, the Rangers have been here for so long and have done so poorly. 4 cups in their whatever year history, almost 100 years. I think they started in 1927, right? And I will tell you, even back then, there was only 6 original teams, and they were one of them, and you can only muster up 3 cups? Pathetic. And then, the Rangers fans, they like to trash talk, right? They're like, yeah, well, I could just walk up to your ticket booth at the Meadowlands and just go to a Stanley Cup Finals game. Well, you know what I have to say to that? First off, that's not even true. It's a myth, because any Devils fan that was at the Meadowlands back then knows it was a lottery bracelet system in order to get any single seat tickets at the Meadowlands at the box office. So any of those Ranger fans that say that they were able to go to the Meadowlands box office and pick up Stanley Cup tickets on the day of, it's fake news. They're lying. They're lying through their teeth. I hear it on WFAN every once in a while, like way back when notorious Rangers fan Joe Beningo. Hey, it's Joe Beningo, 660 Sports. The Devils, they got no fans. Let's talk about the 94 Rangers. Since then, they've been a disaster, just like my Jets. People will call into WFAN and just Rangers fans and say that, I was able to get a Game 7 2003 Stanley Cup Finals ticket. It was so easy. Or 2012, I was hoping LA would beat the Devils at Game 5, so I just walked up to the box office and got tickets. Bravo Sierra, people. That's why I hate the Rangers. Rich says major suckage for 80 years, LMAO. Oh, my goodness. Beer Baron, we got to pull this out. Look, in our labs, we've got more anti-Rangers stuff. We got Rangers suck thunder sticks. Maybe we should give out. We've got, I shouldn't even say that because nowadays we'll get in trouble. But we got all sorts of stuff, right? But Beer Baron one time took a Hoover. Hoover, the vacuum cleaners. One time, Beer Baron, we gotta find those hats. We made hats. The Beer Baron took the Hoover logo, the vacuum company, and just put Rangers instead of Hoover, and it's like, get it, Rangers suck, vacuum cleaner, get it? It was pretty cool. Matt Freudenberger writes, I remember getting into a Steve Summers back about the Rangers back in 2012 on WFAN. Ha ha ha. Did you prank call him? This is Steve Summers. The Metropolitans. They are the only team I think about because my Rangers suck. I cannot believe that. The Metropolitans. Yeah, that's Steve Summers. Hey, you know what? The schmooze is pretty cool. Sometimes he's realistic. He's pretty funny. But it just sucks that he's a Rangers fan. But what do you expect? He's old. Sometimes the old people are like, yeah, I grew up in Jersey, but, there was no Devils back then. So, that's why I'm a Rangers fan. But I cheer for both teams. You can't cheer for both teams. There's no such thing. This is a rivalry. Remember, back in the day in the Meadowlands? Devils, Rangers, the chants. Now, it's funny because some of my friends and I talked about it. There's some of the chants that go on nowadays, back then, you can't even chant nowadays. You just can't even chant. And it's amazing how long this has gone. Now, here's one thing. I think it was Matt Freudenberger that wrote, the winless streak that the Rangers had against us, against the New Jersey Devils from 97 to 2001. Let me tell you something. I remember hearing some Devils fans got too complacent. And I was at that game when that streak ended at the Meadowlands. And they're like, I just hope the Rangers win one because, trying to make this like the rivalry. I was like, after what happened with Stephane Matteau, you don't give these people an inch. And then sometimes, we get carried away, some, Ranger fan kid would yell and you yell back and everyone's like, oh, class act, you guys are. Hey, you know what I have to say? Dog eat dog world. You got to represent the New Jersey Devils and get in their heads of the opposing fans right away. You want to make them pay. Now just keep it clean, folks. Hey, you suck, says Rich. It's all the BS, PC. I'll tell you, Rich. I mean, some of the chants. Remember all the Messier chants that we used to chant? I'm not going to repeat it because it's not nice. But let me tell you, some of those chants I can't believe we used to get away with. But now, we do it in another way. We do it really funny. I don't know how. But yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? Let me see if I got the organ. Let's see if I got the organ. I got the organ here. Hey. Rangers suck. Yeah, that's been going on for years. And then people complain, hey, the Rangers aren't playing us. Why are you saying? You know what? Freaking Dennis Potvin hasn't played, because the Ranger fans do that too, but they say Potvin sucks. But Potvin hasn't tormented them in years. And they still say it. And I say Potvin cups anytime I'm at Madison Square Garden. Look, I got only about a minute left here, but Rangers Hate Week starts today. Shorts Guy and I talking about we're gonna have more anti-Rangers stuff throughout the week. And I hope this Young Devils team is going to do well. Hey, by the way, I heard that Nico Hischier will be back tonight. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We've got stories. I mean, I've got stories of how we bought 650 beach balls and brought it for game 1 in 2006 against the Devils Rangers, which, by the way, the Devils swept them. When Ken Klee had more goals than Jaromir Jagr in that series. Isn't that amazing? 4 in a row, Dan says. 4 in a row. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. But I'll tell you, the Rangers suck. And I know in Marty Brodeur's book, and I'll leave you this, he says, I don't like the Rangers, or I hate the Rangers, and Lou doesn't like him either. I don't know if that's the exact quote. Hey, I hate the Rangers. I hate the Rangers. I know there's that MSG commercial. Oh, I married a Rangers fan. Yeah, to be honest with you, I got to give him credit. I don't know how that household can get along. Got to give him credit for that because honestly, in the Wu household, it's either Devils or nothing. That's it. That's what I have to say. And besides, I hope they wear those retro jerseys because Lady Liberty stands with us in Jersey. That is all, folks. This is the Wu Report. Enjoy the game. We'll be back up post-game. Let's go, Devils!